was saying, they've had the different stages of the evolution of Christmas customs, and of course, when the people came from over there in Germany and immigrated into the United States, which will become the United States, they brought with them customs, but they always seem to Americanize these customs. And so what happened is, Connect Ruprecht, who was really a nasty guy. I've interviewed people who were born in Germany who have said when Connect Ruprecht came to the house, boy, he would really take the tar out of you. And you feared him something fierce, because the old fairy tale was he would put you in chains and take you away, and then St. Nicholas would come and liberate the children. If you don't believe me, read a grim fairy tale, and they're really grim. You'll hard to believe. But anyhow, in America, they create this guy. And he's like the guy who's part Connect Ruprecht, but he's Americanized. And if you ever get some old photographs of what these guys look like, some of them looked exactly like me. Some of them actually had skull and crossbones. They looked like pirates. Some of them were all dressed in furs. Some didn't choose furs. Some were women who dressed, you were supposed to be sexless in the whole disguise. You can't tell who the heck it is. Many times on the farm it became the hired hand who no one would expect. And thus you say to old John, what are you doing this on Christmas Eve? Well, I was just sitting around, bones. How about come over to the house? The kids been made. So old John's going to dress up whatever he can find on the farm, and he's going to come over, and before you know it, he's going to have a list of about 25 to 50 kids. And woe to the poor kid who's number 50 on the list. Because whenever he gets done, as he's going out the door, they slip him a bottle of schnapps. So they could beer from over here. They dump a little of that down, and I'm telling you, by the evening, they're for salts. Ah, it's for salts. And the whole point is, the Germans love to show good and evil. Look at the Protestant faith and all the rest of this. And evil comes before you can understand good. If there's no evil, you just think everything's a piece of cake. And I think this is the problem with some of our customs today. The kids just expect, here's my list, give me the stuff. No, it doesn't work like that in the old days. You must earn your gifts. And that's Belsnickle comes when you think he ain't coming. And he always carries with him some switches. This is standardized Belsnickle equipment right here. These are weapons of mass destruction. I'm having fun, I don't care if you aren't. I think we're talking at all. And the switches he takes to the window, and when he scratches, you hear this. And then the next thing. And then the next. And then the. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't see you there, Junior. The next thing. And the kids will look at the window with teeth in. And the kids go, no, don't let him in. Dad opens the door with a big smile. And it's always the one who stands in the corner. I know I'm going to see one. Yeah, you go right for those. Those are the ones. Don't show me none of that stuff. You got no power over me for it. And what he's going to do is to see who the bad kids are, and this is what he does. He throws out candy. Now, if one of the older kids runs out, pushes the little ones away, he goes to his next, most famous, often brutal weapon of mass destruction. He is going to take hide off. Like I said, if he's for schnapps, it's going to crack, as they say. And then he'll have the bad kids either recite their catechism or something like this. He's the judge. He has a list. Who's been good, who's been bad. And then finally what he's going to do is he goes to the good ones. And he reaches into his bag. His bag always carries presents for the goodies. And he always carries, here's a good one, because Santa Claus originally comes out of a guy named Ashen Claus. And guess what the ash is? I worked at Hopewell Furnace as a National Park Ranger. Down there they made charcoal. And the Kohlenbrenner. Who is voiced the Kohlenbrenner? Yeah, das ist the Kohlenbrenner. And what does that mean? I'm the coal burner. I make charcoal for the furnace. And that coal stuff is perfect to blacken up, schwarz up heat and all that good stuff, but it's also great to stick in stockings. Because here's another part of the custom. All of a sudden a couple guys were out hunting. The Jäger. That's what you call a Jäger. The man who likes to hunt. A Jäger. And that's where the beer, and I don't want to compete with Stouts, but Jägermeister. The master hunters brew. And they hung their wet socks up at the, right next to the mantle. And some lady decided, wouldn't that be cute to stick something in there? That's another part of the customs. And this has been going on for years. It started as the Christ child, Chris Kindle, and then it got forward up and became Chris Pringle. And it just keeps going. And then someone writes a poem, which was the night before Christmas. And now we got reindeer in the middle of all this thing. But originally it started as a counter festival to offset darkness. Now last night and this morning, when you got up, did you see how dark it was before it actually started getting light? We were at the shortest day, or the longest day I should say. And thus this darkness, when there were no candles, no lights, electric lights, you want to drive away the darkness. So the pagan festival was the festival of Woden. They put big bonfires together, they got drunk, and they brought in the tree that never died. And they put presents before it. That's your evergreen. And then to offset this whole thing, guess what's going to happen? The church is going to say, we can't have all these people running to the pagan traditions. They will set up the what? The counter festival, and that's the Mass of Christ. Thus, Christ's Mass, thus, Christ Mass. And it just keeps going, folks. It's great stuff if you know where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, then you don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, you have no idea where you're going. And yes, I do teach as a college professor. Don't ask me why I do this. It sort of started in a German course that I was teaching, and they were telling them all about the Belsnickle, and they said, Paulie, why don't you go to the Belsnickle? So I did, but you can imagine me walking down the hall to the class looking like this, and here comes some kids who had no idea what was going on. 911 is called, and all hell breaks loose. And I'm on my way to the jail. Yeah, well, there you go. Are you educated now, boo? Very good this year. Now don't tell me you were, you need a witness. You don't have it, he was. All right, mom's saving for you. Pop says he's a little birdie. Up and down, whoa, don't hit Pop, or that'll secure you in the long side. Then I'll give you some coal. All right, well, thank you very much. I'm going to be walking around. If you have any questions, feel free to talk with me.